Hey, first I want to say thank you for all the people that purchased this how-to video. This video will show you how to make this outfit. The reason why I'm up super close, I want to show you the detail of the trimming. So in the video, I will show you how to exactly make this outfit from beginning to end, and excuse the mess. If you're a seamstress, you already know. If you don't have a mesh, you're not working. So, let's start. Oh, wait. Wait a minute, you guys. Ooh, I'm gonna go a little bit more. Sorry. So let me bend it down so you can see me. Okay. So we're gonna use this pink elastic. First, with the elastic, I'm going to measure like right here. Up underneath. Like I'm gonna go from the end part of my breast to right here. So once I measure that part, I cut it. And this is my daughter's elastic. I gotta give her some of mine because I'm still in it. It was cute. So the second part, because I'm fat and I ain't skinny no more, I'm gonna show y'all how I measure it. I use the top part of me right here, like by my belly button. I'm gonna use it to like right here. That way it give it a little stretch. It looks super big. No, I ain't gonna do it like that. Wait, I just got big. So I'm gonna do it to right here. Yeah, Cage, I use some of your things. So don't confuse that one with the one, well, you should know that the one that's shorter is the one for up underneath your bra line. And then move this. So this is for the band. And this is for the bra line. So we're gonna set these two to the side. Now, we're about to cut out the stuff. So I'm gonna do straight across, because this should be enough for all three of my pieces. So look, you see it? I'm gonna cut off all the extra. Wait a minute, you can't see it. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna cut off the extra. And then I'm going to make my bikini top. So what you would do is you will put your pattern down and then trace your pattern. That's what you would do. So once you trace your pattern, then you make another one so where you have two, because you got two boobies, not one. See it? So now I got my two breasts. And now I can do my thong pattern. So you would just do your thong pattern. And I like to always have an extra part at the end, just because this is the part that go like through your crotch. I don't know if you see that part. So now I got my thong and my two parts right here. Because I'm trimming it in black, this trim is a little too big, so I'm gonna go directly in the middle. Okay, so make sure you got some long pieces. Like if you have short fabric, make sure your stuff isn't wider than 3 inches, which this is a little wider. Well, this is a little wide, but I know how to fold it over. So if you only have small pieces, you need a lot of them, maybe 5 of them. But if you got long pieces, I only need 2 of them. So now we're about to sit right here. So we have the bikini top, we have the thong, we have the bands, and we're about to put it together. Oh no, we not without no thread. That ain't gonna work. Okay, so I need more thread. So make sure your thread matches your trim. So whatever color you're trimming it with, your thread has to match it. If it don't, it's gonna look crazy. So I'm gonna sit y'all right here, and we're about to start. I'm gonna take a water break. That's my water, you know. Okay. So you guys, I stitch on zigzag. And this is like my settings to where you could kind of see what I set it on. And let me sit this back right here so you can see me. I gotta go back. Don't worry about my cardboard. That's how I make my patterns. So don't need no down, y'all. Okay. So this is the thong. Make sure your trim, your thread matches your trim. My trim is black, and I have black thread. So I'm about to trim this. I'll cut the extra off. I make sure that I have some room to connect the other side. I call this connecting space. come out a little more for your connecting space. Cut it off. Cut it right there where you stop at your connecting space. Go back and cut all your strings right then and there. Just cut it to where it's done and over with. Cut all your strings. That way, one, you won't leave them on here. Two, they won't get stuck in the machine when you go over it again, because we only went over it one time. I go over all my stuff at least 2 times. So, you see the way it's lifting up? It should not lift up. It should be flattened down. So now I go right back directly on this little line to catch the trim to the fabric. Okay. Now, cut your strings again. Cut your strings again. Now you see it? It's laid down flat. So now, we get ready to go across the top. That way the top is closed. Huh? You might be in the shower. Okay. Just making sure everything's still there. Everything's still alright. So cut off your strings. Go back over it one more time to make sure it's laid flat. Okay, now it's laid flat. Now take the long piece, right? Here's the long piece. You see where it's connected right here. You put it, you make it even. When you make it even, you go from the even side. You make sure it's even. You put it right here, up underneath here. You turn it to a diagonal. Let me show you. You see how I'm going to a diagonal? This diagonal is going to give me the diamond shape. Look. Oh, shoot. Oh, whenever you go to a diagonal, you go in straight stitch. You see it? No, look. You see it in straight stitch? So we go to a diagonal. Wait a minute, let me try to do this so y'all can see it up close. Oh, this is super up close. So you put it back right here to a diagonal. And you go down there. Wait a minute, let me keep this right here. That way it won't move. Wait, I'm trying to leave it right there while I stitch it. Okay, look. And you go over it multiple times. The reason why you go over it multiple times, you don't want it to come out. Yeah, you don't want it to come out. So then, let me show you. So then look, it look like this. And then you go in and you cut all the extra little strings. If some of your elastic came through, like if some of your elastic came through like that, you see it? Just cut it out, cut it off. Clean it up. It's basically you're cleaning it up. That's it. When you clean it up, I'm going to show you what it look like when I clean it up. Okay, so when you clean it up, you cut off all the extra, everything behind it, not in front of it, behind it. You see? So now it's at a point. So when you open it up, it's going to be a diamond shape. So now remember, this part was together. So we lay it flat and then we open it up. So now we have a, don't do that. Let me tell y'all what I just did. Don't do what I just did, y'all. Do not do that. So look, let me show you. Let me cut it off. I just did the wrong thing. You guys, I stitched on the wrong side. Bad. Sorry. So look. So, you guys, you're supposed to have it face to face. I'm sorry. You're supposed to have your elastic face to face. And you stitch on the inside. So, because I already done the diamond shape, all I have to do is go over it again like this. So, when you open it up, it's a diamond shape. So, let me show y'all. I'm just going to go over that part. But don't stitch on the outside of your elastic. Stitch on the inside of it. I just messed up. Live in effect. See? Y'all see? You can still mess up no matter how long you've been doing something. Okay. So that just showed y'all that you can really still mess up. So look, you guys, I did it on the wrong side at first. Do not do that. Do not do that. I don't want to have to stop and repeat and go back over everything again. So I'm just telling y'all, do not stitch on the outside of your elastic. Stitch on the inside part. So now you see it? You see the diamond shape? So now what we do is, let me turn this around so you can see it. Now, you take, this is the outside of your bottoms. This is the inside. You take the outside and you place the front part of the elastic right in the center. So remember, this is the outside of your underwear, right? This is the outside of your underwear. So you sit it just like this. That way, the pink part and the outside of your underwear is facing each other. So it's like face to face. You put it up underneath the machine, directly in the center. I'm going to sit it down and then I'm going to show you. So it's going to be directly in the center, face to face. You see how this is the outside of the elastic. So you do face to face. You see it? So what you would do a straight stitch. I'm going to try to keep this right here on me while I do it. You see it? Wait. Because it'll move. You got to keep it in place directly in the center. So it'll look like that. Woohoo! Don't judge me, y'all. It's hard. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all what it looked like before I cut it. So you will know what to look for. I'm doing a video. I'm doing a how-to video. So look. So once you get done, before you cut it, try to make sure it's even. You see this one is not all the way even. It's not in the center because it moved a little bit. You see how it moved over here? Try to put it in the center if you can. And then cut off the extra after you do it. And sometimes it's not going to be centered, which is okay. Don't be super upset. And then you go back. You go back with a straight stitch. I only use straight stitch when I'm locking something. You go back with a straight stitch and you just go to a diagonal. Like look. Look how I'm going to a diagonal. All I'm trying to do is lay down what's in the back. What's in the back of there. That's all. You see how I'm doing it? Let me see. You see how I'm doing it? All I'm trying to do is lay down the back part of it. Bless you. You see it? All I try to do was lay down the back part of it. That's it. And because it's pink and black, the outfit, it really don't make a difference on this little arrow. Or I could have went and got some pink thread real fast and stitched it like that. But the outfit's pink and black, so oh well. Most people ain't gonna care about that little bitty, you know, arrow. So then you cutting off all your string. You see it? All your stuff in the inside that you don't need after you stitch it. You see it? And it should look like a word in the inside, but on the outside, it's fine. Now, let me turn this around so y'all can see me. Okay. Oh, it's the charger that's tripping. Okay, so now, on the front part of the underwear, when you lift the underwear up, you will have this part of your elastic. You see the point, the corner of your underwear? You turn it like, instead of just sitting it on there like this, you turn it a little in. So like you would do it like this. You're gonna do it like this. I gotta show you. I gotta take this, wait a minute, y'all. I gotta take this, so look. Instead of you sitting it on your underwear like this, instead of you sitting it on your underwear like this, you put it to a diagonal. You put it to a diagonal right here. Right here from corner to corner. Basically, that's the little corner that we have right here. You sit it up underneath your machine on the corners. Make sure your underwear part is flattened out. You see what I'm saying? So when you do undo it, it goes the right way. Okay? So look, you will hold this area. We'll do a straight stitch. So look at what I done. You see how I did it that way? So now when I open it up, it's connected. So once you do the straight stitch like that, you go ahead and cut off all your strings. Cut off all your strings, get rid of them. And then we're gonna fold it back. So when we fold it back, it's gonna be back up against this part of the thong. So then we just put it through the machine and go straight stitch again. So we just straight stitched it again. So once we do that, we cut our strings, cut off all your strings, and then cut off the extra piece that you don't need, that you already had go back. You see what I'm saying? Like, once we stitch it back to the black piece or to the underwear, we don't need no more extra. So when we open it up, our underwear look like this. You see it? Now, on the other side, you see where this part is? We're gonna go to an angle like this. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it to an angle like this. You see it? So we're gonna go to an angle right here. We're gonna put it up underneath the machine and we're gonna go to a straight stitch. You go over it multiple times so it'll stay in there. You see it? So sometimes if you got a whole lot left over, then you can cut all of the extra stuff left over, but it's really not a lot left over. So all we do is fold it back. You see how I'm folding it back? So it will look like this. And then you fold it back. And then you straight stitch it again. And then once you straight stitch it again, cut all your strings. I'm gonna always say this, I hate strings. Cut off all your strings. That way you, and then this is gonna be left over. You see how this is left over after your straight stitch? Cut it off. You don't need it no more. You only needed enough to lay it back. So now you see it? So now our bottoms is done. Let me show you what the bottoms look like. Wait 1 second, let me get a mannequin. So look, I'm getting ready to show you what the bottoms look like. Okay, so here we go, you guys. Here's the bottoms. Look at the bottoms. Oh, what was that? Oh, I don't know why it looked crooked. Wait a minute, I might have put this one up too high. Wait 1 second. I think I put this side up too high. I did. I don't know what happened right here, but something got caught. We're gonna get it uncaught because it ain't gonna have our stuff looking crazy. Okay, there we go. I think a little part got caught up. So now we're on to our top. It shouldn't take long, y'all. I'm trying to be as quick as possible. So y'all can not think that it's a super, super long video. I had to take a water break, y'all. Oh. Okay, so now we got the top. I'm gonna start from the bottom of the top. Make sure your shiny part is on the outside with your trim. And if you haven't figured out the trimming yet, I do have a trimming video to where I show you the steps and I show you how to do it if you can't figure it out from watching me. But it tells you step by step on how to do it. It is a little technique. I'm cutting my strings. So I am cutting my strings. Y'all know I hate strings. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go back over it now. That way I ain't gotta do it after I get done with the other one. We can just keep going and add the band. like that. Cut these strings. Okay, y'all, we just gotta add the elastic at the bottom, and we are almost done. Literally. I'm cutting my strings, and I'm cutting this little part. I'm gonna cut this. I can use this little piece. Okay, so this other side, and I promise we are almost done. Then we're gonna have a little Barbie outfit. So I'm using my little connecting part. Okay, so that part is done. I'm going to just go over it one more time, and then we're going to add the band. So this is my second time going over it, you guys. Okay, can you see me? Yeah, okay. Okay, so now time for the band. So let me show you how the band works. Cut all your strings. Okay, let me show you how the band works. Okay. So we sit both of the pieces down. Let me see. Y'all can see it this way. You set both of the pieces down. First you take your pieces and you measure them from your point at the top to make sure that they're the same. See, like, look. It's only a little difference. That's just to make sure that they're equal from the points. You see it? You can cut off all the extra at the bottom because you don't need anything to connect. So what you do, you sit them out. When you sit them out, you get your band. You take your band and you center your band. You see how I'm making sure it's the same amount on each side off of the thing. You see it? So if a girl, well, what I do, I take, you see this little part? I just overlap it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Literally over the top of here, just a little bit. So when you go to put your elastic on top of it, you hold it in place right here. So you want to start your stitch right here so it'll stay there and it won't move. So let's go. So you guys, I had already held on to it so it wouldn't move. So you want to start your stitch directly right there. And you want to stitch on the lining, on the end part, like on the edge of your top. You want to stitch on the edge part. So all the way at the edge of it. Let's see. You see it? And then what I suggest you to do right here on this part, on the edge, I suggest you to go back over it multiple times to make sure it don't come out. So just go over it multiple times. Definitely on the end parts. Like right here, this is the part. Let me show you. I'm cutting off all the strings. And once you cut off your strings, you flip it over. This is the inside. You go back and you cut off all the extra stuff because you don't need it. Which your inside should look like that too. Cut it off. Yeah, just cut off all your stuff. And then once you cut it off, it should look like this. Now, what I do, I take a piece of my trim. I fold it in half. And cut. So this is for my 2 pieces right here at the top of my outfit. So I do the same thing with another piece of trim. I cut it in half, and that's for the sides. But just make sure that it's even. Okay. Now, I fold it in half. I fold it in half. You see how it's folded in half. This is the outside of the outfit. This is the outside. So I put it up against it on the outside. The same way we done with the elastic around. Like I just fold it in half and I sit it up against there. Just like this. So when I go to stitch it, I fold it back. You see it? All I'm doing is sitting it up against there. On the top part of the outfit. This is the outside of the outfit. So I'm sitting it up against it. I'm getting ready to do a straight stitch straight across. So look, a straight stitch is going to go straight across. Once the straight stitch goes straight across, I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's going to look like this. And it don't have to be perfect or straight. Once you do the straight stitch, cut off the remaining because you don't need that anymore. And then fold it back. You see how you fold it back? And straight stitch one more time right here. Once you fold it back. See, once you straight stitch it after you fold it back. Wait a minute, 1 second. I'm going to show you what it look like after I get rid of all these extra strings. Once you fold it back, it's going to look like this. And then it's just the inside. Cut off the extra after you straight stitch it back. Cut off all the extra. And it now looks like this. So once it looks like this, pull it. Pull on your trim. Pull on it and knot it at the end. And we're gonna repeat this all the way around. So this was our top. This is one side of our top. So now we're gonna do the other side of our top. We're gonna do the same fold. We're gonna do the same thing on the outside. So we're gonna fold it like this on the outside. Straight stitch across again. This is what your straight stitch is gonna look like. Once you fold it on the outside and cut off all your strings, your stuff should look like this. It should look like this. So where you have this piece and these pieces, it should look like this. But what we're gonna do is, because we already straight stitched it, we don't need this extra piece no more. Cut it off. So when we cut it off, we lay it flat back. You see it? We're gonna lay it flat back up against here, and we're gonna straight stitch right here to keep it flattened down. And once we straight stitch it, it's gonna look like this on the outside. And then it should look like this on the inside. Cut off all your strings. And cut off your extra piece. You see it? And then pull it. Pull it. Knot it. Pull it, knot it. Now, because we're using elastic, okay, now right here on this piece, you see this piece is wider. So this elastic, this trim is wider than this. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna fold a little bit up against it. You see it? I'm gonna fold a little back up against it right here. I'm trying to make the trim the same width as the elastic. So whenever I go to sew it, look at what I'm doing. So I already got it the same width over there. So now I'm gonna fold it over here so it'll be the same width. You see it? And then I'm gonna do a straight stitch. So look, I try to make it as close to the same width as possible. So it'll look like this. Cut your strings. You see how the inside look? Just clean it up. Or it's just the inside of the elastic. Clean it up. Once you already did your straight stitch, cut this extra part off. You see it? And then we're gonna lay it back like we did the rest of them. You see how we lay it back? And then we're gonna straight stitch directly over it. So now it looked like we done connected it. 1 second. I'm gonna cut my strings, then I'll show you. Now look at it. You see it? It looked like it's the same width. This is the inside. This is the outside. And then pull it. And then, oh, let me go back in. Sorry, y'all. And then pull it. Pull it again. Knot it. Well, don't knot it. You know what I mean? Like just tie a little knot. Now, we did that side. So now we just have to do this other side and we are completely done. The same thing, remember I told y'all, we're going to try to make it the same width. Look at the difference. You see how the black is bigger? So we're gonna put it directly up against it, but we're gonna fold it a little. So look how I'm folding it a little. You see it to start it? And then I'm gonna fold this part a little, just enough to let it catch it. When it catches it, then it's good.